G'day everybody and welcome back to Aussie Starcraft. Today we're bringing you a game from WCS Korea Season 2, the round of 8. In the bottom left hand corner we have Innovation, and in the bottom right hand corner we have Soulkey. This map is of course a Newkirk Precinct, and this is the first game in a best of 5 series from the Korean section of WCS. So bit exciting for me, as I've mentioned in some of my other casts. I don't often get to see WCS Korea. It's normally live at a time that I'm at work or asleep, so it's great to see these games, and many of them I'm seeing for the first time as I cast them. So excited to see Innovation. He's been actually quite very successful this year, one of the top names in Terran and in WCS in general. So it'd be exciting to see him face off against Soulkey, his old nemesis from Season 1. There's a bit of backstory to that little rivalry. This isn't the first time they've met in a WCS series, so it'd be exciting to see what goes on in this series of games. Won't spoil any of that, just in case we decide to, if we enjoy these games, we might go back and cast some of those games from Season 1 where they met up. So best of 5 series, which is always interesting. Latter games are fun and you often see different sorts of shenanigans, but naturally in WCS in a best of series the same sort of repetitive tactic doesn't work and they have to mix it up from game to game. You can see Soulkey being very active with his overlords and a very early drone scout. It's looped up to check all of the obvious proxy locations. Terran are quite fond of bunker rushing Zerg expansions, particularly on the Korean servers, so you can see Soulkey being very vigilant against those sorts of early game shenanigans. Innovation's thrown down a command centre here and a barracks to complete the wall off. You can see Innovation spotted that drone, and there we go, lifted the supply depot to keep that drone out of his base, keep it scouting intel to a complete minimum. This Overlord will of course get a free wander across the base, that barracks being a little bit slower to come down because of the command centre. There won't be any marine out to knock this Overlord off the map. This drone being nice and pesky, I figure Soulkey figures he's off the mineral line, he may as well do some work, and Innovation may have to pull something off to repair here, otherwise it does leave it a little bit susceptible to later on Baneline strikes. It is as you can see there, it's almost lost about a fifth or a quarter of its health, so a little bit more susceptible to any early 2 base timings that Soulkey may employ. One of the other cool things I noticed, I could be wrong here, but normally the games we cast it's blue and red, but this is the first Korean game I've cast, so I'm not sure if blue and yellow are the standard colours in Korea. It's fun to see the nifty little differences between these tournaments. Soulkey started mining at his natural, a few drones transferring down there and more on the way. Spawning pool of course complete, and his first set of queens are on the way. We'll see whether Soulkey's a fan of getting a few extra queens to spread the creep. We can see he's indeed got one on the way at both his main base and his natural, so it's likely that we'll see 2 queens working the hatcheries and 2 queens spreading creep and blocking the ramp against sort of those early Hellion Reaper plays that we often see out of Terran. Gas being mined here by Innovation's factory almost complete, and we can see a reactor on the barracks. It'll be interesting to see if this is for some Hellions or whether it's for some Widowmine play. See Soulkey being a bit of a pest with those Zerglings up at the bunker, probably trying to stop that or delay that from getting completed. You can see that Soulkey has quite good vision with these Overlords out in the map. We can see Zerglings out here to see if and when any Hellions move out. We also have Overlords up on these high ground bits. Quite clever the positioning here, as they give Soulkey quite extensive vision. You can see all of these paths here, whereas Marines can't actually see up to kill those. You need something in the air to be able to spot them. Hellions move out and roast that poor Zergling. It's quite a horrific job to be a Zergling scout. Probably one of the most expendable units in the StarCraft universe, and he does go down in flames quite quickly. guess working conditions in the Zerg Empire are pretty abysmal. Got these queens here doing double time, trying to keep these Hellions out. Trying to return the favour and deny Innovation any chance at scouting. Other Zergling gets picked off by the second set of Hellions, and we'll see if he manages some sort of run by, or whether Soulkey's able to shut this early Hellion pressure down. 4 out, another 2 on the way. This will pose a bit of a threat, not to these queens, but if 6 Hellions can slip into the drone line, it will do substantial damage to Soulkey's macro and mining potential. A few Zerglings out here being a pest, one planting himself under that command centre, forcing Innovation to have to kill him to be able to expand. Again, spreading another Zergling up here, so he knows the timing of these third bases. These 6 Hellions are still managing to make a bit of a pest for himself, forcing Soulkey to cancel that first tumour. Zerglings move out. Soulkey might try and get us around and take out these Hellions. There's always a little bit of pressure. Seeing some flamethrower mounted doom buggies of destruction hurtling around the map. The portrait here reminds me a little bit of Scooter in Borderlands 2, if any of you have played that. Quite a funny little guy that runs the catch-a-ride stations. A bit of a crazy kid, but a lot of fun to listen to. Alright, third base up now from Soulkey. And Innovation forced to land the command centre. He didn't want to waste a scan on the Zergling, so building a missile turret that he may need later against any Mutalist. And Soulkey choosing to be a real pest. Kill off that missile turret. Luckily Innovation managed to pluck off those Zerglings, land the command centre and not be delayed as long as he potentially could have been. So Soulkey managing to be a real pest with these early Zerglings. Spire on the way at the natural expansion. And this creep, just a great creep spread out of Soulkey, spreading in every direction. We've got 2 creep tumors, then 5 in the middle and 2 down in this bottom lane. We expect to see that creep moving across the map quite quickly. Burrowed Zerglings everywhere, giving him excellent map vision. Zerglings will get a nice surrender. You see those Hellions going down under a swarm of angry Zerglings. Look at the units lost tab. You see it's relatively even. 800 lost from Innovation, 575 from Soulkey. Quite rare to see Zerg being the cost efficient ones in these engagements. Bit of a testament to Soulkey's level of play. Bunker coming down at this third base. See, it's 3 base to 3 base, though Soulkey does have his 4th on the way in this quite safe location here. Soulkey's moved some overlords out to watch this space. Terran do love to drop on this map, as there's a massive edge here that they can land a substantial drop on and harass. They can also do some annoying elevator play up along this section because ground units have to travel all the way around. So not surprising to see a player of Soulkey's calibre getting lots of overlord vision up. Make sure nothing takes him by surprise. You'll see that drop coming and be able to move this force back into intercept. Marines and Marauders moving out across the map. Soulkey is aware of this though. His burrowed Zerglings are spotting that as they move out. The Zerglings don't have massive line of sight, but as you can see, he is spotting these moving back and forward.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh, missed that one. Poor Marine. Not a good day to be a Marine, apparently. Not when you're running into a massive Zergling's Banelings. There's Zergling flock still roaming around on the map. These Marines and Marauders being forced to cross country around the map and try and prevent those Zerglings getting an annoying run by into this base. Scan going down, didn't quite see where that one was dropped. Scan down, there's no burrow. He is aware of the fact that Soulkey has burrow, and so probably checking for burrowed Baneling landmines. And burrowed Banelings can really mess up a Terran player's day if you wander a big bio ball across the top of a few burrowed Banelings. It just will end your day so fast. Now, as we may well see Innovation choose to pick up here and zip into the main. It's quite a popular sort of strategy. We see Innovation instead going for the strategy of trying to deny and put pressure on this forward base. Is Marauder able to take a substantial number of those banging shots? Soulkey just biding his time as he moves more Zerg into main. He knows the base isn't quite under threat, doesn't want to engage the Terran choke point. Ready now to swing up that ramp with a sufficient amount of units, but excellent splits from Innovation. We see it able to absorb all of those maintenance and still come on strong. Newkirk very effective trading against Marauder, still wrapping in the order of Medevac. They're just tearing through these minerals. We see it's now 7,000 to 4,000. This base should indeed go down. More upgrades like that now. 2-1 or 2-2 just completing. And these should, or maybe not, there's extra reinforcement strength. Innovation very likely to take this base down, and indeed it does fall. See if Soulkey can use these broodlings to help wear down the spine, but unfortunately for Soulkey, just not the engagements that he wants. Mutalisk versus stimmed up fire is just bad news all day every day. Only a few Marauders left on the ground. The Mutalisk will be able to take a lot of these out. He's lucky he can pick off a few of these medevacs, but the next wave is down here and Mutalisks are forced to pull back. If we check out the production tab, we can see the macro of Innovation starting to spool up. 2 factories and 5 barracks with add-ons. This wave of reinforcement starting to be substantial. Fairly tight supply, 160 Terran to 145 Zerg. Really not where Soulkey wants to be at this point. We actually have a 4th Terran base about to go down. It will be 4 base to 3 base, soon 4 base Zerg. So really not a good position for Soulkey. He wants to get active with these mutas and try and injure the production of Innovation. There's only 1 missile turret up here, and 3 missile turrets in the main, and 1 at the expansion with that bunker. So it's probably the money spot for him is to get his Mutalisk around to this 4th base and pick off the planetary fortress before it has too much missile turrets in it. 3 more barracks going down as Innovation feels that 4th base coming online, knows he can produce out of more barracks, planning to just stream enough Terran reinforcements to break the back of the planetary fortress is able to complete on time. A stack of mules going down, that's going to rocket the income through the roof, and we see, yep, shot up to 2,000. I wouldn't be surprised to see it go a bit higher as well. He is down on harvesters, but Terran generally can afford to be in that position. Yep, right up to 2,500. You can see the influence that all those 5 mules are having. We look here, we can see putting pressure back on this 4th base. We've passed a number of games on Newkirk Precinct lately, and almost to a game, it's come down to the Terran's ability to buff up their macro and just stream forces into this 4th base until they break the back of the Zerg army. Soulkey now with a massive Mutalisk cloud here. We have 24 Mutalisks on the field. If he can get active with these, he can start bringing that unit's lost scale back into production. Normally we'd be saying something like, Zerg's lost a bit more, but they can afford to because they've got more bases. That isn't the case in this game. Soulkey is on equal bases, so he needs to trade quite effectively, pulling these missile turrets so that he can come back in at will and run these Marines around the map. These Marines definitely can't keep up with the muta, particularly stimming around the place like this. They will wear out quite quickly. Almost picks up the medevacs there. That would have been a really nice pickup. Soulkey stuck between these 2 groups of Marines and Marauders. He will want to pull out of there. If he flies over 4 of these Widow Mines, he is in trouble. This Widow Mine really getting range. No, just skirting the edge. You can see it with the Overseers just dead. Oh, do you see that? Sneaky. Targeting the Vespene Geyser, and the Mutalisk's glaives were bouncing onto the supply depot and onto the Widow Mine. Very sneaky play from Soulkey there. If the Marines and Widow Mines hadn't have forced him back, he would have indeed been able to pick up that Widow Mine for free while staying out of its range. It's amazing the nifty little tricks you learn by watching this level of play. I'd never seen a player that aware and able to do that before. Had the sight from the Overlords and being sneaky with his targeting to try and pick that up. Unfortunately for Innovation, he hasn't fired that Widowmine that is going to leave this base exposed. Can Soulkey get it before he streams in these reinforcements? Ooh, nice pickups here. Widowmines before they burrow, and these Marines all going to go down, leaving this planetary exposed, and it will go down. A big pickup for Soulkey, but unfortunately, having that muted cloud does leave him vulnerable on the ground. Marines and Marauders slipping and pushing forward into the fourth. Goes down yet again. If this other substitute fourth or fifth base can stay up, he will be able to forcing a cancel. Is going to put this game back on level ground. We have 3 base Zerg to 3 base Terran, and yet again in an equal footing, which is not where Soulkey wants to be. Big pickup on the planetary, but if he needed to keep one of his bases to stay ahead in this game, and unable to do that, and these Widow Mines will start wearing him down. So cost efficiency heavily favouring Innovation in this game. You can see Innovation. No, I wasn't command center. Yep, command center here, ready to go back and take that 4th base again. You can see Innovation serious about keeping this, shooting down the cooling tower. That'll block off one route for Zergling counterattacks, and Soulkey's forced to try and attack this more vulnerable 3rd base here. Picking off these add-ons a great touch. It will slow down the Terran production, which is what he needs to do, stop that stream from smashing into his main. Innovation is actually at 200 at present, so he doesn't need the production this second, but he will need it later on when this army is exchanged for a group of Zergling and Baneling. Innovation getting tired of this Muta harass, dropping another 4 missile turrets to deal with it. Or Muta Cloud takes a hit from a Widow Mine. If they can get away, you can prevent from taking more damage, but what you don't want to do is fly over a Widow Mine or two and then into a group of stimmed up Marines. Your cloud will die so fast. So down to yellow and orange with this pack, you really can't afford to engage here. See how quickly those Marines could pluck off the mutas, even though they are only... Oh, nice pick up with the medivacs. 2 and 3. Nice pickups there, 3 for nothing, but his Overlords go down and now he's very, very exposed. Can't see Widow Mines. Wouldn't be surprised to see this cloud take substantial damage here from some Widow Mines. Whether it's on the way in or way out. Innovation, if he can force Soulkey over some of these Widow Mines, this cloud will be in substantial trouble. Big Zergling counter-attack. The splash from these Widow Mines, a lot of Zerglings, but also some of the workers, as the Zerglings were in fact in the mineral line. We have the Muta Cloud flying for the main base. We can see the Marines, they're not going to be able to fly over this without taking substantial damage. He tries to pull out, run by, loses another Muta there, Giblets flying over the edge of the base. Big Baneling Zergling counter, but now pinned up here by the bio. This force is going to have to fight its way out, trading very ineffectively with the Marauders up and running. Marauders are building a lot of those Baneling shots, whereas you want to get the Banelings onto the squishy Marines. Keep track of this Muta Cloud is here. It's quite a heavy Marauder force, so if you can pick off these Widow Mines and Marines, you may be able to mop up the rest of the Marauders for free, but Innovation really too high a caliber player without any position to protect these Widow Mines can get off a massive damage. Oh, so many kills on those Widow Mines. Bangs mopping them up though as they explode. The Ultralists are now on the field, but I just don't know if this is the answer that Soulkey's looking for. We know and have seen that Innovation is a very heavy Marauder composition so far. He's only producing 2 at a time, probably because he lost that 3rd tech lab there, but you can see that Soulkey's having to be so careful with these mutas. He doesn't know where the Widow Mines are, hasn't brought up his Overseers yet. He's got Overlords all over the spot, but no morphed Overseers as of yet. This Oh, free meta back there, nice pickup. We've got a few changelings out scouting around. His Soulkey's doing everything he can to be active with these, but if he engages here, he's going to... He won't see his Widow Mines and the damage. I can just see him getting caught between these Marines and these Widow Mines and turrets, and that would just be an absolute massacre if it was. Marines and Marauders now mocking up these Overseers. We noticed that it has almost supply blocked Soulkey and he hasn't produced more Overseers. Will this play a part? Who knows? But we could well see Soulkey supply blocked in the very near future as these other Overlords get spotted by the medevacs and shot by the Marines. Yep, and indeed Soulkey's now supply blocked. So he's up against 200 supply work on Terran with only 170 supply observed. Really not a comfortable position. He's finally got his 4th base up, the 5th base almost there, but massively oversaturated here in the 4th. 45 turrets, 24 saturation, nothing gas. Until how active he's been with his mutas is he just hasn't had time to put his workers back in gas, but that is hurting him. Oh no, his gas income's actually doing quite well. Bank of 1,000, which is very rare for certain players. Hopefully these Widow Mines can get some no, Soulkey, GG's out of the game. Too much pressure on his 4th base, so you can see it breaking the back of his economy. If we look at the mining at this point in the game, income's obviously quite low for Soulkey, which is not where you want to be as a Zerg against the Terran. You know you can't trade efficiently, and you're going to need to be able to outproduce people, and you can't do that with less bases than your opponent. So excellent play from both Soulkey and Innovation. Innovation able to pull through to the victory, but Soulkey not going down with the fight. Very active with those mutas. Some sneaky play out of that muta clouds. Great to watch high level play like that with the mutaless. Despite the amount of Widow Mines and Marines on the field, got very few pickoffs with the Widow Mines, which I think is a testament to just the level of play we've seen out of Soulkey in this tournament. So hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be casting the rest of this best of 5 series, so when we come back next game we'll see if Soulkey is able to wrest it back to 1-1 or if Innovation will be able to increase his lead. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.